And then the stream doesn't load for me. Oh, no, okay, it's not switched over just yet. Oh, I think Kona's getting ready to switch it over. Oh man, I'm live. Hello, if people can actually hear me. Welcome to Twitter keeps swapping it where the buttons are on mobile from the top to the bottom and vice versa. I mean, welcome to Stuntman Ignition. What's this category called? All-Star Career Mode. I didn't make that name. Sorry about that. It's basically you play through career mode. Everything in... I'm trying to stall for time because I'm trying to look up the Twitter account for this so I can retweet that I'm live. If I have been tweeted. No, I haven't been tweeted yet, unfortunately. Basically, you need to get everything in career mode 5 stars. And I might as well just get into it. I play this not logged in, so because then I actually don't want it to be saved. No point. Okay. Are you ready? I hope Kona's ready on time. Also, this song gets content ID'd on YouTube, so I'm going to talk over it as much as humanely possible, so that YouTube doesn't. If this goes on YouTube, the video doesn't get. I don't know if it gets muted or if it I think it's monetized to the claimant. If I remember rightly, there's a couple other songs near the end of the game, but most of them are apparently original. I hope that Kona's ready for time. So I'm just gonna go. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, time to skip a load of videos. There we go.
For your first scene, you'll double for the town's troublemaking drifter in his R3000 as he flees the volcanic eruption.
So the original Stuntman game. I'm gonna put easy mode on straight away.
3, 2, 1, action.
The original Stuntman game was a game by Reflections used to test their engine for Driver 3, and then they used it in Parallel Lines. So that links in with this run, because I did a run of Parallel Lines earlier in this marathon. But at some point, the Stuntman rights were bought by THQ, who now technically no longer exist. I guess Nordic do exist, but they're another company. But they have the Stuntman rights now, so whatever. Called Stuntman Ignition for PS2, Xbox 360, and PS3. This is the Xbox 360 version. Ran on Xbox One, because for some reason this is one of the games that is backwards compatible on the Xbox One. I'm going to assume... Okay, I'm going to turn it down. I'm going to assume due to THQ Nordic, because apparently there was meant to be a PS4 release of this game, which if it's anything, THQ Nordic usually released a PS2 emulated version of Destroy Humans as well. But that was rated last year, and nothing's come about of it, apparently, but maybe someday. Okay, I just did the whole first scene without actually talking about the game. Here, I'm going to skip the training. The game gives me training on certain things, but I know how to do it, so it's fine. I think world record holder, or one of the world record holders, or not world record holders anymore, actually goes into the training, turns around and fails it. But I'm pretty sure menuing like that is just quicker. Okay, so the point of this category is to get 5 stars on every scene. To get 5 stars on every scene, you have to do what the game calls string it, which is to continue a chain of stunts, as they call them. Continue a chain of stunts throughout the whole scene. So, if you see in the top left corner, you'll see that it's telling you all the quote-unquote stunts I've done, and some stunts are actual director stunts like that, and gates. And then you've got things like just doing normal drifts or getting close to objects also count as stunts, stuff like that, basically. So I need to keep doing that as much as possible. Oh. Okay, this end bit is really weird. I need to do that as long as possible. Basically, don't let that chain fade. What happen? You'll know if the chain fades because the number on the right will not be 0 anymore. But once you hit the last stunt, it'll change to what the final score is. In this mode, usually for the first 4 stars, I accidentally forgot to not split my first split. Doesn't matter. For the first 4 stars, it actually matters for score matters, but for the 5th star, it's just chain it. God damn, I'm explaining too much.
In this scene, you'll be doubling for a desperate teen racing through the carnage to rescue his grandmother in her mountain cabin.
Bikes are fun in this game. Also, easy mode. All easy mode does is gives you 2 extra failures and halves your score at the end, but we don't care about score in this mode. There's another good reason to be in offline mode, by the way, not have a profile. Is because if you have a profile logged in and you get a good score for the month, which because there's not many people playing this right now, you can accidentally do, you get an extra menu option. But yeah, so usually have 5 failures, so you could do 4 failures, and the 5th is a reshoot. I'm going to ignore this stunt, because why not? But yeah, because those don't affect the 5-star rating, I can just get away with failing some stuff if I think it's quicker. This is worrying. Please be. No, fuck. Okay, that'll only be, I don't know what stars. Because when your bikes are good, because to keep wheeling on a bike counts as a stunt. So you can really easily keep stunt chains going. But unfortunately, if you hit something too hard and fall off the bike, your chain is instantly ended. Which that's really annoying because that was the end. If I'd have hit the box and then fell off, it would have been fine. It's just a really annoying bit. But this scene isn't too long, so I ain't too fussed. Okay, another important thing. Let's just do the stunt, why not? Do it for good luck. Also, doing drifts is kind of slow, so I should probably not be doing them if I don't have to. But drifts count towards the chain, so I like to do a lot of drifts. Please get it this time. There we go. He fell off, see. Media's coming from the sky because it's if you can get what the idea of the game is, you're playing a stuntman. So these are all movies, all scenes for a movie. And there's what, 6 movies, and then there's also 6 extra odd jobs at the end. Some of them are related to the movie, some of them are just like the original Stuntman, where you're doing stunt shows. There's a couple of those as well. I think it might actually, I think it's a 3. There's 6, so there's 3 of each, yeah. This is Aftershock, I don't know, parody to be a referee. I mean, there's a lot of movies like this, but a lot of them usually reference something, basically. Just like the original Stuntman did. This one wasn't developed by Reflections, obviously. I don't know what Reflections were doing at this point. This is 2007, so they've released Driver Parallel Lines, and that's pretty much it until they released Driver San Francisco a few years later. Maybe they were working with Ubisoft and some other stuff, but what are you replying to, Kona, in regards to what incarnation? Yeah, the original Stuntman is kind of hard. That's the problem, but it's not always. The original Stuntman isn't always hard, just hard because of the fact that it's, you know, what it is. When Cuphead came out, I compared Cuphead to this, except this is more fun. It's do a scene, and then when you mess up, restart and try again. I think I'm not splitting correctly. I didn't do this in PB. Oh, I did a practice run just before I came online with this one.
Racing down the mountain to warn the authorities that this eruption is going to cause even more damage than everyone thinks.
And I got world record offline. I love doing that, getting world records offline. So I've currently got world record, which is like 3 minutes faster than what's on the leaderboard, but I only just got it. Maybe I'll get it in this run, who knows, because the other run was still kind of bad. Oh, did it glitch? Was it me drop? It could have been me dropping frames. It looks like I did drop 400 frames already, so could be that. If you accidentally go in the lava here, the scene ends immediately because they have to pull you out of the lava. I'm trying not to do that. This scene is kind of a bit tricky to keep chained. Basically, the challenge with this category is to keep it chained. That's why I'd rather do this category in a marathon over any percent. Any percent is literally just do the scenes as fast as possible. And I got world record by a huge margin in that game because the dude who did it originally did it on PS2. And that world record, that category might be able to go to sub 1, I'm not sure. I compare this game to like this mode, like the whole ability of chaining stuff to just burn out. Because you're trying to, you know, either do drifts or stay close to things to get, you know, to keep the chain going. I don't think the PS2 has this semi-truck there. Here I'm going to do a little bit of a shortcut and not do any of that shit. This bit at the end is kind of tricky, so I'm going to keep quiet for a second. Finding stuff to actually chain with. Yeah, I fucked up. I hate that bit. Well, time to do this again. Also, if you don't actually move your position at the start of this scene, you immediately get a chain due to the people passing by you. Yeah, hopefully the stream doesn't glitch too much anymore. I failed that. They didn't actually go through the gap properly. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Like I said, failures don't actually matter. So. I think I'm streaming at 60. It doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure this game isn't in 60. Maybe the menus are. Who knows? The frame rate can sometimes dip in this game. It's a bit annoying, but not too bad. Luckily, this wall you can pass close to. It's really useful. Little pole here. There's clearly a lot of junk they've just stuck around the level because they needed something for you to pass close by, otherwise you wouldn't be able to continue your chain very well. Also, yeah, if you take him up, you get like bumped off of him really hard. See if I can get through this gap this time. Close to the semi. Oh, the screen shaking there really annoys me. Yeah, here's a little. You get doing a jump, getting air counts as a stunt as well. So I can get that's a very small amount of air back there. Okay. Okay. Okay, good. This time it's fine. A bit over the top, well they are. I don't think you understand how movies are. I don't know if this is how they actually film them, but you know. Turn the game up a little bit. I'm trying to mash A while doing stuff. No, there's one more scene for this movie, isn't there? Yeah. They're going to teach us something in this scene. It's called a reverse 180. You think this is over the top? There's a bit more over topness coming along.
This is the final scene we'll be shooting for Aftershock. We've saved the toughest for last. You'll be doubling for the
in the first game to get 100% you have to be flawless. In this game, nope. It's nice. You can turn easy mode on in this game while you're waiting for the other buttons to work. So I usually just turn it on. You have to turn it on for every scene, unfortunately. I should probably turn my splits off because this is a marathon run, so I don't get. I only have them on in case I get world record again, because you know it's nice to keep track of that stuff. I have to do this really fast. Turn 180. There's some wooden logs here that fall off the back of this truck that you can use to pass close by. This whole category was basically trying to find what you can pass close by to keep the chain going when I was trying to figure everything out. There's still some bits that I'm not sure about, but there's a bit here where I had to learn something to go close by. I stick to this side, there's like this pole here. If you stick too much to the left during that bit, the game thinks you're going the wrong way. I had that happen when I replayed this for the first time. Replayed this game recently before I did the speedrun, and I thought like the emulation was just glitched or something, but no, it was just the game was badly designed. This garage is really annoying. You'll see me pass by a load of shit just to try and keep my chain. There's a car here you need to pass close by, so do the stop, pass by it, do the reverse 180, and then smash the barricade to keep your chain going. The passing by the thing actually is very important because being just reversing doesn't obviously count. We're not at the end just yet. Nearly. You've probably seen this area earlier in the run. Definitely seen this area. To pull off a drift there to keep my thing, and this is the end. So that's the last stunt, as you can see.
Cut! Yes! Keep this up and you're going to have one hell of a career.
This is a movie set. That's the whole point. Kono, it's as if you don't read titles of games. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, that's that movie done. I'm going to turn off my splits, compare against. There we go. So then you get to watch the trailer, which we're not going to be watching. Maybe we could watch them at the end if I get a really good time. We could watch all the trailers. In the first game, the trailers had your gameplay in them, but they don't in this, unfortunately. But matters. Okay, so now we're in A Whoopin' and a Hollering 2. This is a sequel to a movie that was in the original game. This is the only sequel there is. A Whoopin' and a Hollering. It's basically a parody of the Dukes of Hazzard with the rednecks and shit. So that is that's a really close stunt chain there, but I'm usually alright with it.
Action! Hit the police car! Hit the police cars!
One of the directors in one of the later movies actually openly mocks you for having done this movie. Because he looks through your portfolio and it's like, yeah, okay, you did this movie, yeah, well, desperate times call for desperate measures or something like that.
Jump into the tower!
This is the best movie. It's got everything. It's got you start with a monster truck in a really short scene, which would have been really short if I hadn't messed it up. This is the last stunt, that's how short it was. And your car jitters up and down for some reason. Yeah, Sonic, he's got a 10-minute run later. Yeah.
That was perfect! Get on, man! Whoa! It's a 10. It's like precision and precise.
In this scene, you'll
Yeah, like I said at the end, we have 6 odd jobs. You'll unlock the odd jobs as you go. Though sometimes it pops up saying I've unlocked something. I like this one.
2, 1, action!
You could, in the original game, unlike Driver 3 and Parallel Lines and whatnot, in the original you couldn't actually run people over. They just dodge out of the way like the original Driver games. But in this, got to pass both. In this, you can actually hit people. These police cars are really annoying. You gap them, right? And then one of them kind of shifts into you, so you're going to hit them anyway. There, it was kind of my fault though. But this scene is really short. Doesn't matter how much I fail, really. We're nearly done with it already. This is cool. Boom.
I've been to some crazy Hollywood parties, and that was still the sweetest thing I've ever seen!
Mum's in bed, so it doesn't matter. Oh, that was a goal. Nice. I mean, you're not meant to run them over, but...
Next, you'll stunt for Otis Creek, the brother with a couple screws loose. He's taking revenge on the corrupt sheriff by disrupting his beloved Catfish County...
But easy mode on this. This scene I failed I run earlier, so let's see. This is a little bit complicated, but not really. You get a stunt. You get a stunt just by doing that bit. Hit these boxes. And then I just keep the chain, nice. To actually successfully do an overtake stunt, you have to go beside them and then go in front of them. If you don't do that there, if you just pass by them, pass by that guy, you'll fail. This bit is really annoying because there's like you have to gap between these 2 cars, and if you hit those cars, you just have to reset because you'll have probably fallen off. This bit is a little bit tricky just because I'm never sure where the traffic is going. Like that.
3, 2,
You can't see me, but I'm holding a middle finger up to the screen.
hard left.
Oh, that was close. That was a drift. Hard right. Who crashes into this truck? I crash into this truck, but I don't fall off. Good. I think there's something I didn't explain yet. Through the gap. There we go. I love this ramp. Why is there a ramp there? Well, it's for the stunt, obviously. Okay, can this blow up and pass by, please? No, because that's not the way I'm meant to be going. Whatever, I continued the chain. That's all I care about. Gonna smash this float. Oh, there's a chicken festival going on. Okay, so you're meant to go up the top here and jump on top of this truck. But if you've got enough failures, you can just outright ignore it, which is probably faster. I didn't actually time it, but it's also a lot simpler just to keep pulling wheelies. Pass close this car on this one, and now here we actually have to pop a wheelie. I'm gonna do it anyway, and this scene is over. Oh. Except that I didn't get the last stunt. The reason for getting the last stunt being actually important is that if the scene ends based on time or something like that, if the scene ends based on time or something, your chain will just die out, and you have to redo the whole scene. Okay, this one is meant to be teaching me how to do two-wheeling. I hate two-wheeling in this game, so I'm going to probably avoid it whenever possible. There's one place I have to do it, so...
Racing to City Hall to save the family farm. Other than
thanks for the good luck, by the way, Ruster. Just,
3, 2, 1, action!
skimming back to see them. So they're trying to, but instead I'm going to get a close on the ramp instead. Do a drift. Here it tells us to smash through some glass, but you can actually complete the stunt without smashing the glass. Like that. It's only actually a drift. Here the next bit doesn't unlock until we actually do that, or getting near that stunt anyway. I fucked this up in PB because I tried to hit the edge of the truck and flipped. But that's this scene done. And yeah, I failed at that truck twice in a row. I haven't got my splits up right now, but I bet you I'm probably ahead just because of that. By BPG. The run's going mostly alright so far. I got a world record offline in my practice. There's still improvements though. Good. That's 131 something I got. 131.12 by me, yeah. And goes up 130 easily.
The key is to follow the lead car.
This is, I feel like this is a very similar thing to one of the scenes in the original movie, in the original game, but can't remember. Yeah, I'm just going to pass by these trees. All nice. Maybe I'll run some people over here by accident, I'm not sure, it depends. Okay, they all got out of the way, nice. Going over this ramp is probably slower, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to pass by it. Here I'm probably not going to hit this 180, but you have to go further enough down that area to trigger that truck to move and the rest of the scene to continue on. This is a lead vehicle. A lead vehicle scene, so I need to keep behind this lead vehicle, but don't get too far away and all that. For some reason, there's a sick camera for that, but there is one for something that's about to come up. I'm not sure why. But this one is kind of more impressive, I guess, because the thing is moving. I think soon we lose this guy and we'll catch up with him later. Yeah, he turns off here. Here you're meant to go close to some car over there, but I'm too focused on trying to keep the chain going with those poles. You can actually run into the filming crew in this game, and it doesn't actually care. I think in the original it did. So, yeah. Unfortunately, the filming crew don't count towards stunts, so if you go close to the filming crew, don't actually keep your chain going, which is really annoying. Yeah, I ignore half the stunts and drive around them, but it doesn't matter because I went close to some trees. That's what really matters. So I think the dude is... Oh, fuck. Done that! Ah, I've screwed myself over. I looked back to see if the other guy had crashed because he doesn't actually appear anymore. And I fucked myself over and lost time. It's all my fault. That's not even the game's fault. That time, all me. Let's see the scene again. Why not? This scene is really long as well. All my fault. Smash the shack. It's good because I failed some stuff in PB and I actually went looking for some alternate stuff while after I failed. So it's not always a bad idea to fail. You can't actually go under that truck, I don't think. You can't immediately turn that way. Also, hopefully, I know it's a bit late into the run, but hopefully my audio is okay. I'm listening to myself talk and the game, so I can usually tell if it's alright. Oh, that's a weird exit out there. Try and get in front of this truck. There we go. Jump the logs. That's an award. Audio's good. That's good. I'll try going this side actually here. I'll sneak back on this side to get the drift in. Hit this guy by accident. You can really easily hit that guy there if you're going too fast. And yeah, then you jump the cop cars there, but the cop cars aren't even in position for me to really jump over them. Because I'm too fast. There's some points that I have actually been too fast and you have to slow down. Because the game isn't actually triggering things yet. Also, going through these cop cars up ahead is a bit annoying, but yeah, that guy must crash there. There we go. Usually I stick over the side, gap these trees to get the close. If I ever say to get the close, I mean to get the close stunt, as you can see in the chain on the left side. Excellent job. Unlike my stunt driving, that was Ridge Runner's Race. I don't know if that's a reference to Ridge Racer, but probably not. It probably means something else. I feel that it means reference.
This is the
I was about
shot scene for the
Ridge
It's time to
Racer.
play the Creek Boys.
Trying to do all that with one hand. Okay, so this was apparently the scene we shot earlier, so I'm guessing someone else is driving the truck this time. So we're chasing that bank robber. Oh, and then you fucked that up. I'm good. Also, apologies for the swearing. Hopefully I can still stay close enough to this guy for this not to fail. He slows down here a bit anyway. I probably shouldn't drift there because it's kind of slow. I need to actually keep the chain going there. There's some like bins or something on the road, but I wasn't close enough to them. Cut the corner there. The Simpsons taught me that cutting corners is the American way, but Parappa the Rapper taught me that you shouldn't cut corners. Actually, no, I think that was Lammy who taught me that. This is a really annoying bit. Well, it used to be, because there was nothing for me to pass close by. So instead, I kind of just stay really close to this side and ignore the stunt I'm meant to do. Otherwise, there's nothing really to pass close by, and I fail the chain. Oh, we're near the end of this scene. This is the last scene of this movie, so don't curse at me. Don't curse it by saying we're close to the end. I always mess this bit up and stick to the right, and then there's a cop there.
Hard right.
On the PS2 version of this, they had to remove some stuff to make it less resource intensive. There are no piled up cars at the end of the scene in the PS2, so you just go off the ramp into nothing. I find that funny. I guess it removes a lot of polygons.
Whoa, how the hell did you do that? I mean it, that was just...
Yeah, that might just be on Restreamer's end. If I'm dropping frames, it might have to cope with that. But sometimes I do. Okay. Strike Force Omega. So I think this is meant to be like
You'll
A
start
team.
as a Strike Force Omega operative trying to get a stolen Scud missile back to
Let's try
base.
skin chat.
3, 2, 1, action! Hit the dune
Scene
buggy.
can be, these scenes can be a little bit weird for Strike Force Omega, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Strike Force Omega is a team.
Hit the gap.
Pretty sure it's meant to be like Mr. T or something, because the dude is like, they let me star in these movies for ages, and they're finally letting me direct my own. Makes sense.
Take out the motorcycle.
Someone can tell me if I'm correct in thinking this is the idea of this movie.
Pass close to explosions. Hit the gap.
Okay. This is the weird one. Yeah, this scene is as weird as hell. This area, that small area, it's really hard to chain a stunt in, and I don't know why. I came up with a kind of a strat, but it didn't work. There's something you can pass, looks like you can pass close by, but it doesn't work. And then you try and drift, and it doesn't work either. Like, I thought that was... And when you're driving the truck with the missile on the back, the missile drifting counts as part of your drift. So it shouldn't be that hard. A-Team and Mega Force, okay. I don't know what Mega Force is. Let's try this again. So immediately turn like that. See, as you can see, it took ages for that stunt to actually start. Oh damn it. Oh damn it. God damn it.
3, 2, 1, action! Hit the dune buggy. Gap between the dune buggies. Hit the gap.
It's back in. It's really annoying. I hate this scene. Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's not even my fault. The stunt just takes forever to register in that area. It must be a bug. Because usually I can just tap drift and it's, okay, you're fine, but not me. And like everywhere else, the chain is fine. You can see there, it just took forever to start the chain. Okay, we're there. This is nearly the end. There we go.
Cut! Man, I haven't seen driving like that since I was behind the wheel.
That's G-Force. Not to be confused with that. Is there a game called G-Force as well, or is that G-Police? Some PS1 game. I can't remember the name of it. Apparently.
Now you'll double for a Strike Force scout returning to base with vital
G-Force is a
intelligence.
weird movie. I went to see that in the cinema on release.
3,
G-Police, that's it.
1, action!
I don't know if I like G-Force or not as a movie. Now we're getting into my stream territory where I just talk about random shit. It's kind of relevant. See, sorry, we've got some more shooting.
Close to the explosion.
It wouldn't be run by me if there wasn't some shooting in it. This bit is really annoying. There's like you're meant to gap this truck, but gapping that truck is really annoying. And if you hit it, you failed immediately. So I kind of just go around it. And as we're on the bike, you can do some wheelies. Keep the chain going, so it's not too bad. I'll probably go under this ramp. Don't know if it'd be any faster though.
U-turn.
Yeah, you can do shit like that. Just
3,
tap something
2,
with your back wheel,
1,
fall off.
Action!
Some
Overtake left.
G4. Wow, it was made in your town. Fun fact, the Mr. Bean game, the budget game, was made in my city. Not my city, but city close to me. But I didn't know until Did You Know Gaming talked about it, because, oh yeah, I went to see, 3 of the guys from Did You Know Gaming do a talk yesterday. It was good. It was a bit short, but it was... Fuck. That was not because I was talking. I tried to pass close to something and it didn't work. I failed this in my PB, by the way. A lot, if I remember rightly. Yeah, the, Matt, Greg, and some other dude, who I didn't remember who it was. Did You Know Gaming? They, I think they live in the city that's close to me. So they do talks there. They talked about their region locked stuff. They just talked about, like, I think there's like 5 or something different games that weren't released in certain territories. You know, that they'd handpicked and why they liked them. It's quite interesting. And then I watched a talk by Ashens, which was a lot longer and it's more comedy based. He was talking about anti-piracy ads. That's good. That will be up on YouTube at some point, those talks will be, if anyone's actually interested in what I've just said. It was the Norwich Expo. That dude's about to die. What do you mean I can't remember any of it? I remember both of them. I'm just in the middle of doing a really annoying, important, hard speedrun. Talks were good. Ashens was about anti-piracy ads. Did You Know Gaming was about region locked. If you've seen a region locked video, it's basically that. Except things they haven't talked about on YouTube. Yeah, last year they premiered. They did a video on Mr. Bean last year, and they kind of showed it in Norwich, if I remember rightly, because the game was made in Norwich. It's funny because if you try and look up anything about the Mr. Bean game, you can't actually find who the devs are. Maybe if you played the game, they'll tell you. Okay, let me pay attention again. I haven't really been saying anything about the scenes because, to be honest, it's the same as anything. This one's cool. You go through this fortress, you're an enemy trying to infiltrate the fortress, I think. Oh, that was close. There's a load of cool chaining bits around here. Like this bit, where you have to pass through, weave through a load of trucks. Yeah, you don't have to do this drift bit, but I'm going to do it anyway, because why not? Probably faster not to do it. But then you're cursed, like that. Also, yeah, the problem with this is if you fail a stunt and it times out and you're not allowed to do it anymore, your chain is, you know, a bit ruined. You can't make up for it. It's not about hamsters, Kona, it's about guinea pigs, and I'm pretty sure that joke is probably made in the movie as well. I don't know if I'm splitting correctly. Nice mob.
Okay, now you'll double for Commander Black, protecting a strike force convoy when
I'm not from Norwich. It doesn't matter. Somewhere close by.
2, 1, action! Gap the semis.
This scene is actually kind of hard. I always have real big issues with the start of it. But I didn't in my PB, so let's try and do it correctly. It loves to never count that 180. That dude loves to careen into you and hit you. And these 180s just love not counting, but please do this time. Oh, that's close. There's some junk here that they probably put in the middle of the road just so you can do that. Here you got to try and pass close by that truck and that sign. And then for this bit you have to go along here, hit the 2 motorcycles, and then drop down and stay close to this thing to continue the closeness. Run into that guy, pass close to these things. Try not to hit things like I did there. Just stay close to things around here. Get the Doom Buggy. Probably have this happen. Fuck it.
3, 2.
You just hit random tiny objects and you're basically screwed because it's so hard to recover from those. There's a good reason that my PB is currently a 131 and my estimate is a 150. It's because if I screw up a scene over and over again, I don't want to go over the rest of them. If you have time at the end, I might as well just show the trailers. So the better I do, the more chance you get to watch the trailers. Yep. I fucked it up again.
3, 2, 1, action! Gap the semis. Take out the motorcycles.
Let's actually talk about the game instead of talking about other games.
Throw 180.
There's 180 and it's going to fail. Oh no, it didn't. Nice.
Take out the motorcycle.
Take out this motorcycle.
Throw 180.
Go this 180.
Scrape the vehicle.
I'm going to blame this dude in chat for cutting himself to fill a jam jar with blood. I hope that's true and you're not just making that up for shock value. Because you just made me lose that scene because I saw cutting himself in the chat. Which is kind of, you know, something I don't really want people talking about.
Take out the motorcycle.
It was a joke.
Throw 180.
But I mean, Mr. Bean's a bit weird, let's put it that way. Probably is true. But I saw it in chat and had to do a double take, which made me screw up that scene, so I'm blaming you for that one.
Take out the motorcycles.
As like I said, jump on here, crash into these two bikes, and then drop down, stay close, get to this gate, crash this bike just close. Try not to hit anything this time around this area, except for this. This end bit is a bit weird. The last stunt you need to do would mean that you wouldn't be able to chain stuff, so you kind of need to try and do other stunts in the meantime. Usually my stunts are... I hate this game. Usually that stunt is to stick close to those trucks
Gap the semis.
and then stop. Unfortunately that time the stunt was to do a sick air move and then fail it. This scene, I hate this scene. Mainly because of this beginning bit, but not anymore.
Throw 180. Scrape the vehicle.
Stuff actually in chat that I want to read, and this game is too... Like, hopefully people are talking this much during cruising later, because cruising has a lot of load times
Take out the motorcycle.
when I'll actually be able to read chat. This game doesn't. For obvious reasons, I actually want less load times. Speed runs, there we go. Let's do this bit correctly this time. Also, I apologize if I'm not meant to be swearing much, but this game does aggravate me slightly.
Hit the jump.
I'm not going to be saying the F word every sentence to fill it, instead of saying like some people might do. So yeah, stick close to them like that. Stop. So there we go.
Cut. Perfect. You know what? Not just perfect. Carl Steele.
Cameron cheating cruising, which is Fast and Furious Arcade on PC with the cheat code, cheat buttons. Sorry. Fuck, I selected the wrong scene because I was too busy looking at chat.
Trying to get a stolen Scud missile back to base.
So if this happens, you're wasting a lot of time because you have to go to career menu, yes. Wait for it to upload, wait for it to load, then go back down.
In this scene,
Very
you'll play
annoying.
as
I wish it
Commander
just
Black,
put me on the next
escaping
scene.
Another ambush. The highlight is the use of nitro.
3, 2, 1.
G-Force has Nick Cage voicing a hamster. I didn't even know that.
Hit the action button. Hit the
I'm looking at chat again. Looking at chat again.
1. Action.
I'll pay attention now.
Hit the action
This scene,
button. Hit the sign.
this scene does not involve a new stunt. No, that's the last scene in this movie.
Overtake the dune buggy.
Oh, I'm not meant to hit that one. It's fine though.
Pass close to explosions.
Here it's best to stick to the left and then do this drift.
Break through the
Then
gate.
you can hit through the gate. Now you can try and hit into this bike that loves to try and swerve out of your way and mess your run up.
3, 2, 1.
Can you hit the explosives wrong and die? I'm not sure. I think if you hit the explosives,
Hit the sign.
I have done it sometimes, you don't die, but then again, usually I'm thinking of on the bike, because if you do it on a bike, you're probably going to fall off the bike.
Pass close to explosions.
Oh, unless you mean those explosions, those explosions you can't, because I'm pretty sure they're not actual explosions. But there are sometimes explosive barrels littering the place. Some things.
Hit the dune buggy.
This is really annoying, because you're using your boost here, and then it makes you do a drift.
Gap between the dune
So
buggy.
it's slightly hard to control.
Take him up.
Okay, it's going to be a perfect run from here on out. No failures, because I'm looking at chat.
Hit the action button.
There's a lot of boosting in this scene.
Vehicle.
Usually I'm really good at this part, this scraping of this vehicle, but not today. Okay, this is the end of the scene. Do this, hit this dude mid-air, he's dead. And then do a 180 here. Continue to do the 180, it's done.
Call me crazy, but you might even be better than me.
Ah, did I just say that?
Possible. You hear what I said here?
I bet Mr. Bean used real explosives. Okay, it's time for a final conflict.
All right.
Where they teach us to do a barrel roll. There's like one whole barrel roll in the whole scene.
In this last scene, you'll double for Commander.
He
Blunt
loves
again,
lorries, nice.
Distracting the mercs with a final
Why are we
change
talking
in
about
his
Rowan
weapon.
Atkinson?
3, 2,
Unfortunately.
1.
Okay, here's a relation. This game, spoilers, has a movie in it that's meant to be like James Bond. Rowan Atkinson has a movie series where he spoofs James Bond called Johnny English. There we go. Related. I think that's meant to be a James Bond parody. It's meant to be a spy parody, but James Bond tends to be the big thing in that scene, and by which I mean in that type of movie genre. There's another Johnny English coming out soon as well, where he fights online hackers or something, which doesn't sound like it would be very exciting. It sounds like they're going to do Watch Dogs. By the way, Watch Dogs 2 is a good game, but not because it's about hackers. Because it's a good game. Anyway, back to this area again, but luckily you can actually get stunts quite easily. So I do love to mess up around this area sometimes. Unfortunately, some of the stunts are just told to you way too late, so you have to know what you're doing. Okay, so here's the corkscrew. Nice. The end here is a bit annoying because there's two cars that you could probably pass close to get your chain going, but they explode. I do this. There's a little ramp there to ramp into the combat bus, but you don't have to do that.
Marcus, get that driver one of them strike force hats.
That's that movie done. Hit that. I don't want to hit A too much during that bit, because if I hit A too much, I'll accidentally go into the first scene of that movie again. Okay, this is Strike Force Omega. This is some 70s San Francisco cop movie, I guess. There's probably movies like that actually exist. This kind of feels like what Driver wanted to be, I think. The first scene is like apparently like one of the last scenes in the movie, I think, in which an enemy drives a fire truck and blow a lot of stuff up. Pass close by to these things, please continue it. Yeah, earlier that didn't actually work. All these pillars are breakable, by the way. It's just they want you to specifically hit that one. There's a little trick I can. It's useless, but it looks nice. At the end of this scene, you're meant to get hit by this truck and explode. But I can actually not have to do that. That truck is meant to hit you and blow you up, and it looks cool. But you can actually finish that successfully without having to do that. I like doing that.
In this scene, you'll double for Stone in the Claudine, chasing a gang member through the city. A key stunt is the trolley.
Oh, this one's a bit weird.
2, 1, action.
There's some really weird parts of this scene in particular. So first you have to jump through this truck. There's a lot of mess on the screen. Go through some alleyways. This bit is hard. Just need to maintain that chain. Here's where the overtaking, so you have to go beside it and then go in front of it, actually matters, otherwise you fail that one. Here's a weird bit, I don't like this bit. So jump over this. Overtake this trolley. Go past close by this, and then mess. Oh no, I still got it.
Pass close to the trolley. Catch up to the lead vehicle. Into the warehouse.
This might have failed. No, the weird bit here is the your lighting in the game changes as soon as the dude goes into that building. As you can see, I was outside and the lighting went down, which is really annoying, which makes it really hard to see what you're doing.
Hard left. Scrape the SUV.
Ah, you saw that? Saw how close I was? I hit the gate
Action.
as it ended.
Turn right.
Let's try that again.
Jump through the crates.
Why have a high estimate for this game?
Hard left. Into the alley. Hard right.
You know, doing a run of this game and then 10 minutes later doing another one isn't usually a good idea. I usually PB and then fail at the next one. So.
Hard right.
And then I've got to do, and after like 50 minutes after this run, I've got to do the cruising one as well. The cruising one is a lot harder because the game is designed as an arcade game and they don't really adjust it for home consoles. So beating the cheating AI is kind of annoying, and you need to be third or higher in the races in that game to continue.
Pass close to the
That's what I
trolley.
want to do. There we go. Pass by this one. Good drift here. Pass by that one. Yeah, the lighting drops there, as you can see.
Jump through the crates.
Go in here.
Jump off the
Yeah,
ship.
be interesting having you two people doing something at once.
Hard left. Scrape the SUV.
They scrape the SUV that time.
Pass close to the car.
Boom.
Turn left.
I love that. I guess it's meant to be hitting you, that car there, but
Hit the action button.
okay, I missed that one because I'm going too fast and I had to swerve out of the way.
Hit the action button.
Oh, this is so close. There we go.
The car crash.
This is so close as well. Okay, we're good. Those two things are way too close for comfort. With a chain ending. There we go.
Cut! You're going places, kid. Like stunt driver heaven.
One
Where
guy's
there
the
are
announcer.
1,000 hot virgins and you can hit them with your cars because they're actually robots.
That's the weirdest thing that director says. So he says, you're going to Stuntman heaven. Okay. Well, there's 1,000 hot virgins. Cool. And you can run them over in your car. What? Because they're actually robots. Oh, okay, cool. This dude says some weird shit.
Now you'll double for
Not just,
Varga on his bike.
oh my god, you're the best person ever. Here's something explaining how awesome you are. But what he just said is like,
3, 2,
did they actually think about what he was about to say?
through the
Oh,
gap.
you can go to heaven, there's some hot girls and you can run them over. But they're actually robots, so it's fine.
Strip left.
Like,
Pass close to the trolley.
this guy has a problem with the sexuality, I think. And that's not just because of that. There's something else that makes that joke work that will come up later in this game. Which, I mean, in this scene. Yeah, trying to remember where these cop cars go is actually kind of annoying.
Through the gap. Hard left. Strip left. Pass close to the trolley.
Usually wheeling half the time. Yeah, that gap is really... You have to remember that.
Jump the trolley.
Because they stop suddenly.
Overtake on the left. Hit the action button. Strip right.
There is actually a point in this game where you can be hit off your bike and the chain doesn't end,
Strip right.
but it has to happen while you're like either doing a stunt
Pop a wheelie.
or something, or the AI basically screw you over. The game is nice and lets you keep going. I'll do a couple of things here to save time. I say that, I forgot that cop car comes from that direction.
2, 1. Action. Through the gap.
Maybe they want it to keep. What you think? You think they actually want to run over hot virgins? I'd be a bit more worried if the writers were like that.
Through the gap.
I think that dude is just crazy. Funnily enough, this movie is about a cop.
Overtake on the
This
left.
movie is about a cop who's
Hit the action button.
trying to keep a new type of drug off the street because it's killing people. So I think he's doing the drug first. We're playing as the villain, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember why, but we are.
Pop a wheelie.
There's another time we're on a bike and playing some dude who's off his face on drugs.
Cut between the trolleys.
Apparently makes him superhuman. Weird. Okay, this is what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do.
3, 2, 1. Action. Through the
I
gap.
think you're on a list now somewhere for saying that.
Hard left.
Anyway. It's just being on a bike and being able to be knocked off easily is just so annoying. There's a chain. It's not like it even gives you a chance to continue your chain. Like if you flip a car, it gives you the chance to continue your chain even though you usually can't. But here it's just like, nope. Your stunt chain is over. I'll try and pay attention this time. Also, clearly the game is changing the brightness depending on what area you're in. Because you saw back there, I was in the garage and it was really bright outside. I guess that's kind of how real life works, how your eyes work, so I mean that's not a bad thing. The mimic. I just find it funny. Wait, that makes it even worse. Anyway, so for some reason you pass through this and you get set on fire. Now you got to put yourself out by jumping into the ocean. Or you can do this. Does that count? No, it doesn't. I just realised I fell off the bike. I hate this game. Like, literally, the window is the. If you hit the window, if you had hit the window, it would have been fine. If I'd hit the window, it'd been fine. It would have ended the chain and gone, holy crap, you're the best person ever, blah 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 blah. But no, if you hit the side, you failed and you have to do it all over again. Interesting. You'd fail that one. Interesting. Something happened in chat. I can't probably say because no one else can. Normal people can't see it. For fuck's sake! I need. See, the problem is, I'm not failing because I'm not paying attention. I'm failing because I've got to that point where I'm like, I just want to end this scene, and you cut corners, like I was talking about earlier, and fail. Well, pay attention. I don't know what that clip is because I'm using chatting, but I assume it's me failing. Practice pass close to this taxi, pop this wheelie. I'm not going to pass close to this cop car because wheelie. Turn right here. Stick to this side, why not? Hit the ramp. Over helicopter.
Hard right. Pass close to weapons fire. Smash through the window.
Pass close by that. There we go. Happened again. Happened again.
3, 2, 1. Action.
I was too busy trying to pay attention to pass by close to the crate that I kind of didn't line myself up properly. This is the choke of the run, guys. This is the choke of the run. You need to wheelie there, I'm pretty sure.
Overtake on the left. Hit the action button.
Probably ignoring that if it's quicker. So close. This isn't even that. I usually do this just fine. It's just this marathon run where it's failing. I said this is why I have a high estimate. Because, you know, if it was just any percent, it wouldn't matter. I just respawn, do it again, maybe. Timer doesn't run out.
Cut between the trolleys. Turn right.
I don't know why you get set on fire when you do this, though.
Hard right. Pass close to weapons fire.
Why, if I go through here, do I get set on fire? Where's the fire coming from?
Smash through the window.
Go slow. There we go. As long as you've hit the window, it's the last stunt. It doesn't matter. I could hit the window and then still be inside, and it wouldn't matter as long as it's. My best for that split is 145. This is 635 so far. From weapons fire. I don't think that's how it works. Okay, that scene is gone.
In this scene, you'll play Stone again as he's ambushed by SUV driving hit squads. The feature stunt will be a
3, 2, 1. Action. Pass close to explosions.
I was just reading chat there for a bit. Let's go back through chat, and I fucked it up. I guess I didn't start
3,
fast enough.
2, 1. Action. Pass close to explosions.
It's easy mode if you turn it on. I'm pretty sure I haven't got easy mode on right now. Easy mode just gives you 2 extra failures Also, this is the Game Expo. If you didn't notice, on the outside of this building it says THQ Game Expo. So I'm guessing that's not going down so well. Yeah, the easy mode just gives you 2 extra failures that you are able to do, but it halves your score at the end. Sometimes I use it because I don't care about score if I need 2 extra failures. You have to turn it on before each scene, so there are some cases I want to have it on. For some scenes, there's things I can fail. I probably should have it on for this scene, but probably doesn't matter too much. I usually just put it on for safety. I'd rather not. I hear you're meant to jump and hit that sign, but jumping and hitting that sign, if you jump and hit that sign, sometimes you can flip while you hit the edge of that building and fail the chain pretty much, and you have to start again. So I don't like to actually do that bit. Okay, so this is a thing I failed at the end before. But this is the end. Hit this, hit the helicopter. Done with this scene. The bike overheated merging. Yeah, there's a cool actual speed tech coming up in the, I think, the next scene, maybe? At the end, which saves like 10 seconds over doing it normally. It might actually be the scene afterwards, I'm not sure. No, it is the scene. You're on a bike again.
This scene happens at
I'll
the start
explain
of
it when I do it.
Stone chases down a bike punk who's hopped up on Varga's new drug.
Let's put easy mode on, because why not?
2, 1, action! Pass close to the cop
So for some reason I opened the following panel on chatty for this stream, even though I don't care about the followers on the stream. I just realised that. I'm going to do this drift, go through this garage. This dude's hopped up on this drug apparently. I mean, this is an amazing drug if it can make you do all this shit. This is not what drugs usually do, guys. They usually make you into a mess on the floor or something, I don't know. That's the protagonist over there. That's close. Here's a speed strap, so I'm going to keep the chain going. I'm going to... that's not a speed strap.
3, 2,
They did not make any more Stuntman games after this one, no.
pass close to the cop car.
That's really annoying. I know the truck was there, it's just knowing where it had to be. I had to be. I failed that stunt, was fine. This scene is really short though. My gold is 117, so...
Hit the action button. Turn right.
could probably cut the corner there. The last time I did that, I fell off my bike, so I'm not going to do it. You can actually get hit. If you can actually get hit by that cop car. It won't, as long as you're doing the stunt it tells you to, by hitting the action button. It won't actually be a problem. Okay, here's me. I'm going to explain. Don't pass close to the weapons fire, but drive between the cop cars. So the trigger for the end of the scene is where those cop cars are. But if you hit the stun, which is an explosion, you go through the explosion stunt, and it blows you off your bike, blows you up, sends you flying across the road, and you have to watch that happen for a good, like, 10 seconds. But if you don't do it, you don't have to watch it at all. So there's actual speed there. The thing is, I accidentally found that. I didn't intentionally find that.
Scene, you'll play as Stone, who's commandeered Vargas's
Yeah, this
prized
company doesn't
European
exist anymore.
sports car,
I
the
think probably
MVX.
THQ shut them down because yeah, THQ were dying as well.
3, 2,
I think that might be why. I don't know why.
action.
Same with 50 Cent Blood on the Sands. That's Swordfish Studios, I think. Also got closed down. That's another THQ game as well. So I think it was a THQ problem at the time. Also, 50 Cent Blood on the Sand is a good video game. Not joking. The frame rate's a bit shit. Maybe they still own the... I doubt it, but maybe THQ own the rights and you can get an Xbox One emulation going on. There, I don't usually take that guy up. Because when you take people up, it does that whole push you around thing, and it's really annoying. Here I need to make sure I'm airborne to keep the chain going. Pass under this truck. Pass by those SUVs. Do this. Accidentally not actually flip that SUV. Oops, a daisy. This bit, if you go too fast, is actually kind of hard. You need to go between this thing, and if it hasn't fallen down by the point you do that, you kind of hit it and fail. Okay. Now you need to make sure you're going fast enough to get on top of this building. I haven't been sometimes. Then jump out your car and hit the helicopter. Oh, apparently I failed, but it's fine. I don't know how I failed, I guess. These people say the exact things, I'm pretty sure, at the end of the scenes when you get 5 stars, so I can tell if I've got 5 stars.
I'm not one of those guys, but I would date you.
That, oh yeah, that's the other weird thing he says. He says, I'm not one of those guys, but I would date you. So, I'm not gay, but you know, I love you. Okay, time for the next movie. Finally, we're done with that screaming idiot, and we get a French idiot. I mean, a French dude instead. This is a French director doing a James Bond movie, I guess. There was a James Bond movie in the first game as well, but I forgot what it's called. This one is called Never Kill Me Again, and the first scene is on a bike. There's a couple of things I found in practice today that are slightly faster, like around here. But I don't usually do the jump on the ledge here, but I usually go through that gate, but you don't need to, you can just do this. And then the game gets really confused because things spawn really late, like that. You gotta wait for these trucks. Okay, you don't have to wait for those trucks, but the game gets really confused because you're going way too quick for it.
Hit the action button. Hit the jump. Hard right.
Hard right, if that helps. Couple 180s and we're nearly done. Now, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I've always wanted to see James pop a sick wheelie during a scene, so there you go. I failed this scene earlier, because you're meant to jump over this and land in the box, but I fell on the other side of the fence, fell off, which immediately ends the chain. That wasn't fun. So that's better than earlier. Oh, that was gold. Nice. Yeah, that was a Never Kill Me Again.
Now you'll play Crown
This is
10.
the scene where you have to do some sort of two-wheeling, which you're about to see.
3, 2, 1, action! Hit the action button.
I don't know what happens there if you don't blow them up, but I don't want to try.
Throw 180.
There's 180. Pass by these conveniently placed boxes. Try and stay, but this car does move a bit slow. You kind of have to actually wait for it. Good turn right. This guy in front of me, yep. This scene gets a little bit difficult, just because you have to make sure you can pass by everything. Those crates are breakable. Run that dude over, sorry. Little couple of things you can pass by here. Wheel up, jump through this. This is where I need to actually be quick. Get through this, jump through this. This is the tricky bit. Fix action button. Now we're in here, this is where it gets tricky. There's stuff over here you can pass. There's like barrels that I've clearly put there so I can do this. The screen shaking gets to me as well. Here's the tricky bit. Okay, so you don't actually have to drive on 2 wheels, but if you just drive across that normally, you're probably going to fall down that gap. That's the two-wheeler you kind of have to try to do. And as you're trying to keep a chain, it gets really annoying. That scene is now over.
You, mon ami, are a great man, a prodigy, a
Prodigy.
21st century Hercules behind the wheel.
Another gold, nice. So we've got this movie and then one more movie and then the odd jobs.
Next, you'll double for
By anyone
crowns and
wondering
chase
how
his
much more
rival
content
over
there
a
is.
frozen lake. There's a tricky line as you exit the building.
So put easy mode on. This start is really tricky, so you need to pass by one of these cars to keep your chain going, but you have to know where they are to do that. Sometimes you can either crash into them or not be close enough. So I've had lots of times where I just had to reset that scene over and over. Hit the action button a lot. Hopefully I can gap these. Doesn't matter if I don't, but I want to try. Yeah, the French dude, it's like, I can't tell if he's actually French or if that is just the worst French accent. Pass by these. I think this is where we go on ice, so it gets a little bit harder. The good thing about the ice is really okay. Sorry, film crew. It's very easy to do drifts, which is nice. I can drift around this corner and keep my chain going really easily. You have to prepare your braking really early though. Yeah. So I need to pay attention because I need to line up for this jump. Pass close by to that. Oh, jump over the wall. Ah. I'm not home free yet though. Got a load of boosting. And if you have finished by now because you can see the chain has ended. If you fall down the gap in the middle, but over that jump, you fail and you have to redo the scene. And I've had that happen once. Mon ami. It's a very xenophobic of me to say, but you know, whatever. Completely irrelevant, but I find it funny. In Midtown Madness 3, there is I think, either Scandinavian or Swedish stereotype character. There's some French and stuff as well, but I'm going on about the Swedish dude. Like, my name's Sven, or something, I'm from Sweden. And it's funny. And the best bit about that is that game was developed in Sweden because it's a game by DICE. If you know who DICE are, they made Battlefield and that Star Wars game that people don't like recently and stuff like that. And Mirror's Edge. I just find that so funny. I'm guessing the stuff like that was done in America though, because it's a Microsoft game. So it probably wasn't them, but I imagine them just gritting their teeth and going, okay, we'll put the stereotype in our game, okay, whatever. But they're paying us. This bit, I nearly forgot. Fuck's sake. What you do there, this scene is really easy. I just fucked up because I forgot what I was doing. You have to perform a 180 at the end, and then you drive backwards and press your action button. I forgot to do the 180. Can I gap these? Gapping these is usually hard for me, but not today. Right now I am actually the villain, I'm pretty sure. Facing the hero or the antagonist chasing the protagonist. Let's do it properly this time. Because you're on ice, it's a little bit tricky. Also, I assume that there's a ramp over there. That's really weird. I assume that a submarine is meant to be a James Bond reference. Also, for anyone who hasn't watched, there's a great movie. It's got a ton of James Bond reference in it, but it's not a James Bond movie. If you've never watched the movie called Sir Billy, or I forget what it's called in America, it's called something else. Please go watch it after this marathon. It's the best animated movie out of Scotland. That's because it's probably the only animated movie out of Scotland, and it stars Sean Connery in his last film role that he came out of retirement for. And the reason I know that submarine is a James Bond reference is because he, at some point during this movie, which is nothing about, which shouldn't have this shit in it, a submarine pops up, and I think he might say something like, "It reminds me of one of my old adventures," because it's from James Bond. Even though apparently Sean Connery hated James Bond or something, so he probably hated making Sir Billy. But yeah, if you haven't seen Sir Billy, go watch it. It's a good laugh. It's like a 30-minute story stretched out to a 1 hour, 30-minute film. The animation is quite poor, and the creators got really annoyed at the fact that I fucked that scene up. Yeah, they got really annoyed that I fucked that scene up. The creators got really annoyed because I don't remember what movie awards it was, but that year's movie awards, the best movie was like went about Scotland or something, went to Brave. Because the same, they're like, no, a film that came out in Scotland should have got it, and I'm like, no, a film that's good should have got it, and it did. Just because you got made it in Scotland doesn't mean that it's good. It support, you know, local cinema and all that. Or like, if I scrape that truck, that car too fast, it's really annoying. Yeah, okay. I think animated CGI feature film is what I'm talking about in regards to the first one. I don't think there's been any like feature animated film was made in Scotland before that. Yeah, sure doesn't look very. It's not very. I mean, it's funny, so I would say watching it is worth it. But yeah, let's actually go a bit slower here. Because now I can scrape this gun truck a lot later. Here's where the game's going to try and force me to go two-wheelie again. But instead I just pass through the thing, which gives me a gap bonus. Oh, it's fine. Do a load of drifts here. I mean, it doesn't matter because Sir Billy was in less quality than Brave, so it doesn't actually matter that the awards, if you say the awards are rigged or whatever, it's not the problem. The problem is that Sir Billy is not a good film. It's Uncanny Valley, stretched out story and all that. Anyway, this is just me trying to fill time. They didn't put Midtown Madness 3 on backwards compatibility for anything yet, not even the Xbox 360, even though it was an Xbox exclusive game published by Microsoft. Well, yeah, there's a lot of games that aren't made in one place anymore, but Midtown Madness 3 was made in 2003, so it's a bit different. Also, for some reason, the next scene is called Hover Crash, even though I crashed into a hover car on that scene. This is the last scene with Never Kill Me Again. You use a hovercraft which has really sharp turning.
2, 1, action! Hit the gun truck. Break through the gate.
Which is actually really useful. Nope, I did it already. Which is really useful because it actually means you can perform drifts really easily.
Hit the gun truck. Break through the gate.
Just pass close to that. I hear, look, I'm pulling off these drifts so easily. Without very much trying at all, to be honest. That's me. I forgot I needed to turn right and not go straight.
1, action! Hit the gun truck.
I don't know much about James Bond, so I'm not the best person to answer that question. I've seen Skyfall, and I think that's it. Because it was in the cinema when I was going to the cinema a lot. That's a good movie, I guess. Nice at the end, they go to Scotland and all that, you know. I think it's Scotland, right? Yeah, I can drift in this car without even pressing the handbrake, which is quite fun. The worst bit about this scene is their final stunt. So. We're nearly there.
Hit the action button. Hard left.
Hard left, like literally as soon as I turn left, I have turned left.
Hit the gun truck.
I can't see a thing. Here's the worst bit.
Action button. Hit the jump.
If you don't line this jump up correctly and you don't go in it, you fail the whole scene, and somehow I clipped out the bottom. Cool. It's called Sir, by the way, it's called Sir Billy with an I, by the way, that movie is not a Y. It's called something else in America, for some reason. Unless that was the joke.
Get out the confetti, kid.
Okay,
You're
so I'm now the #1 driver in the Hollywood or in the world currently, but now I've got to be the #1 driver of a driver of all time or something. So now we're in a Night Avenger, which at first, I'm pretty sure it is referencing the Dark Knight. But I then realised that this game came out the year before the Dark Knight. But I assume the Dark Knight was hyped so much there was probably some trailers and shit they copied, because it's clearly meant to be the Batman and the Joker. It's a clown villain, and this dude who clearly has a bike that kind of looks like the Batman's bike, but not in a thing that looks like the Batmobile. So it's clearly meant to be Batman and Dark Knight. This movie is actually kind of short. There's a load of really short scenes in it for some reason. Yeah, this is the final movie. How many sick wheelies did Batman pop in the Dark Knight? By the way, that's a genuine question. I forget if he did pop any wheelies. He probably didn't. Did Catwoman pop any wheelies in The Dark Knight Rises? I fell off my bike because I hit that car very, very gently. The Black Gladiator ascends. That The Dark Knight Rises. The Black Gladiator ascends. Guardian of the Highlands, yes, that is what it's known as in America for some reason. I don't know if I prefer Sir Billy or Guard. I think I prefer Guardian of the Highlands because it actually sounds somewhat alright. Sir Billy is just his name, and I have no clue what the movie's about. Also, I should probably stop talking about that movie because we're out of that the movie that I was referencing it with now. Yeah, Sean Connery in his last acting role. Oh, I made that stunt. Wow.
Through the gap. Overtake left. Pass close left.
In this movie, you get to play as both Night Avenger, I don't remember what his name was there, and the enemy who's called Top. He's not Top. It's Top Hat. I don't think he is. I forget what his actual name is. This last bit is slightly annoying. If you don't hit this 180 correctly, the last stunt you have to do doesn't spawn, therefore you can't finish properly and you break the chain. So I have to do that, but I'm not on PB pace. Oh man, it's Soldy Boldy. Finally here.
I know because I've got them on speaker.
I'm not dropping any frames right now. Scotland and Mr. Bean with what your dating profile.
Alright, you'll double as Night Avenger again, trying to stop Big Top from killing the mayor. The toughest...
These scenes are really short. The next two scenes are the same scene, and they're really short and really easy. I've messed these up so much and still passed. I just ignore half the stuff going on, as you'll see. Jump that, okay. Or hard left, I guess. I'm going to go through that gate. Oh, wow.
3, 2, 1. Action. Follow the lead vehicle.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kona, if he can hear me, should do something to fix that, because I'm not dropping frames. I don't think I'm dropping frames this time. It's actually not... what I'm actually going to do is ignore that. Oh, that's a nice jump. You can kind of just... There's a bit in this where it's like, not in this one, but in the next scene, you're meant to go on two wheels. You're meant to go on two wheels to gap a. There we go. That's the end of the scene. You're meant to go on two wheels to gap some cars, and it's like you go on two wheels and the cars explode and fly over you anyway.
You'll be a legend in this business. The good driver that Howard Reitman made great.
Someone's in the Discord. You can ping Kona. And I'm in the Discord. I guess I could ping Kona.
Now you'll shoot the other side of the chase where Big Top is going after the mayor. This time you'll play...
So this is the one where the... Big Top, that's his name, is going after the mayor. And we hit him into the river, and I guess he dies. I don't know.
Follow the mayor's car. Scrape the vehicle.
basically the same area. Chaining is really easy as well. There's so much stuff. See, you think that would be a failure, so I'm not even going to care about which way I'm actually going here. What's this explosion? Go on 2 wheels? It doesn't matter because they explode and fly over you anyway. I think I could probably still pull this off. Still 5 stars, even though I didn't imagine that in the movie. It's like, you didn't actually hit the mayor, but imagine the mayor died. Apparently there's nothing he can do. You know, maybe Kona shouldn't have said, it's okay if you stream in 5,000 bitrate.
In this scene, you'll double for Big Top again,
can I put that
dropping his
down?
bounce bomb into the city's water supply. As you come to the pier, drift hard left.
I'm just going to put it down to 4,000. See if that helps. Okay, so this scene is kind of long. Kind of complicated. Okay. You're playing big. Was that is something in the water? Something in the water? So there's a lot of this. That jump is really annoying again. Can only just make it. There's an explosion that, you know, messes me up. There's a cop that drives into a civilian and blows up something. Maybe he drove into one of the henchmen, I'm not sure. Okay, so here's a scene where you're meant to do a 180, and then you're meant to reverse and do a 180, but that makes it really hard to keep your chain. So instead, I'm just gonna like do this instead. You can pass by these guys, but it's so hard. It's a lot quicker just to do that. Boost. Release my ship. Gonna go through this thing. That car nearly gets stuck going through. That gate only just appeared, I'm pretty sure. So that's good timing. The car comes out here. Here's a slightly complicated bit. Here's a button. I'm gonna have to stick close to these cops so my chain continues, otherwise you don't get enough time to jump over here and have it finished properly. There we go. Keep talking about Mr. Bean to save the stream.
You'll be my new accessory.
Big Top, that's the name of this villain, right? Yeah, Big Top. Oh, that's a gold. Nice. By the way, Sir Billy is not 30 minutes, but apparently there was a short that was 30 minutes, and then they fluffed it out to make it an hour and 30, which is why it's so bad. Okay, this seems cool. If you can do it alright. So here's the Batmobile. I mean the Night Avenger mobile. That's it. It started a little bit weird though. Here's motorcycle. I need to make sure I continue this. And instead of going under the bridge, you know, go across the bridge. Another motorcycle here. Hang a hard left here. Go in this, I guess, church. Which I guess is under construction. And luckily I can then jump up this. Here I'm going to let go of my accelerator because I don't want to have too much speed going down here. Otherwise it messes you up. There's gyrocopter. That gyrocopter can mess you up as well. I should be okay because you can actually fit through those 2 trains. The scene is not over yet. There's a lot more to this scene still. I don't want to fail it. Plus the explosion. This action button. And this corner. Oh wow. I thought... Yeah. What? Okay, apparently I got... Me getting hit by that counts as a fail. That's a first. I've never had that before. Here the first stunt isn't until you've gone over here. Funny enough. I'm amazed that I actually did that successfully. I suppose... Yeah, I think I got crushed. It wasn't because I was too far ahead or anything. But I've never got hit by that in that way before. It causes the scene to fail instantly. It would just push me out of the way. Sharp left. You can do a lot sharper left than that. And I think they're called pews, those things in the church. And they're really good for passing by here. know why so many explosions. There's even this many explosions in the dark enough. Get close. Oh, that was close. Yeah, you can pass through that, so it's fine. You missed that gate. I don't know why the gates are there. I guess they're just to advise you on your time. I don't know. You don't have to pass through them. I don't know if you fail a stunt. You know, you don't fail a stunt, because I haven't failed a stunt yet. Hey, hanging to the left, there we go. Okay, here's the good bit. This isn't too hard, actually. There's a lot of stuff to pass close by, a lot of gates, a lot of things to do. Oh. Oh, I get. What? Anyone wanna explain how I ran? Is it because I didn't go through the gate? And for some reason all the other stunts were fine though? The director didn't even have anything to say, he was just speechless. The stunt director, the stunt, is that a stunt coordinator, I think? Is that the one I'm looking for? The dude who's telling me stuff to do sometimes speaks if you do things wrong as well. He didn't speak. No one spoke, it was just dead silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Yeah, no minute left. It's probably because I didn't hit the gate. Yeah, this is why you should let go of the accelerator when you're going over that jump. I don't know the rest of that song. I know the rest of Sound of Grandpa. That one's easy. That's the Simpsons parody. Hello, Grandpa, my old friend. I don't remember what the next lyric is. I think we've come to talk with you again. Or something about something being sad and boring. No one can stand the sound of Grandpa. Where's Apollo Legend, or what's that other guy? Lad Jonas? Can you put that in a compilation about cringe because some dude sang the sound of silence and failed on stream. If you do that, make sure you put a link to a Race Against Time and say how good of a marathon it is, instead of just, you know, monetizing itself and pretending we don't exist.
You've made it, you hear me?
Frame drops recover for my splice. Yeah, splice, because my world record is nearly over. I've got 12 seconds. I don't think the game bugged. I think it was when I forgot I didn't go through one of the gates, probably. One more scene for this movie. Fun and game. This one's not too hard. It's actually not very long either.
Okay, this is your final scene. As
you can sometimes fail on this roller coaster turn they're talking about. It's really annoying because of the way the model is made and the hitbox for the bit you drive on the roller coaster. You do a drift around the roller coaster rails, and your wheels don't stay on the ground. You'll see what I mean when I get there. And that is probably the most annoying bit, so you have to make sure you go slow. So sliding in this goop. Yeah, in that goop you kind of slide weirdly. Which in some points can be useful. Also, I thought that was going to kill me. Here it is. So I'm going to... There you go. But it's not too bad. I didn't hit him, but we're fine. Movie is nearly over. This thing is destructible, I'm pretty sure. Okay, last stunt, which you can fail. Am I going to fail it this time? Ah. If you fail it, the rocket doesn't explode, and I guess the villain wins. But the thing still ends, and you still got 5 stunts.
Cut! My boy, I'm gonna take you everywhere. Every party, every gala. You'll be my new conversation piece.
I'm not going to talk bad about... what's that marathon called? It's really annoying. There's a lot of people who are like that, who are like, I want a GDQ alternative. And they don't ever look for another marathon, ever, at all. They just go, I want a GDQ alternative. I'm going to make one. And they have no clue how to run a marathon.
In this show, you'll drive a bike
and making a GDQ alternative that is just a select people invited isn't really a GDQ alternative. This is actually an important thing I need to point out, actually. So now we're doing the side jobs, or the odd jobs. They only allow one failure, so you fail, and then if you fail, they call for a reshoot. If you put easy mode on, though, you can fail once you get 2 failures. So easy mode is very useful in these seats. This is just a stunt show, like the original Stuntman does this as well. With this really annoying commentator. Oh, first one done. Yes, ESA is the second biggest marathon, and there's still people who don't know about it because we don't promote it. I'm not annoyed because I'm on the ESA crew or anything, no. RPG Limit Break is really big as well, yeah, but it's just RPGs. That's the problem. It's not general marathon. It's not general games, so I don't really watch it. Anyway, that one was called Stunt City Fire. We're nearly over. Hey Kona, can we watch the movie trailers at the end? Seeing as the it'll probably take like 10 minutes though, I imagine. Because my estimate is 150, and I'm going to finish. This is. This is being filmed on the set Avenger. Maybe a lot. You actually, because otherwise, but I go too fast. So boost here. The joke here is that you outrun Night Avenger. Hopefully I can still do this. No, because I hit the side of the truck.
3, 2, 1.
No, this is not a movie trailer. This is an advert for a car. And the joke is the car is so fast we can outrun Night Avenger. Oh, movie trailers. You're talking about me showing the movie trailers there. As in, what I mean is show you the trailers of the movies. The trailers that you unlock after beating that movie. I need to slow down there, otherwise... Night Avenger is too far behind where he should be. You can't make it to this drift and chain it all. It's really annoying. I think it's probably just the VLC source and OBS. I never have good luck with that stuff. Really annoying, because that's actually really useful, that stuff. I'm gonna read something out. Another stunt show.
The emphasis of this show is team precision driving. You'll be out there with a bunch of other stunt drivers.
You've seen.
I press the easy button, please.
2, 1. Action.
This one isn't too hard when you actually know how to do it. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna reset this outright.
3,
I'm worried.
1.
I'm British, yes. But I'm like, I did drop some more frames, so it might be it. What's a daisy? But that doesn't. Oh no! If I crash in this, yeah, I'm streaming to a German server, so it should be fun. And the real streamer is American, like on West Coast, I think Kona's on. A lot of all there, basically. Hey, you've got to pass by this car without really knowing where it's going. I've practiced it enough to know where it's going. That drift. Stop in. Am I going to stop in time? I did. And there's fireworks. Now he's going to scream about his socks being knocked off.
Moly, my feet are cold because my socks have been knocked off. How about that driving?
This is an Armor All commercial on the set of Overdrive. You'll drive a modern muscle car as it's covered in grime. Then it gets instantly cleaned by...
This is a good one. This is on the set of Overdrive, was it called? The San Francisco 70s one. About car cleaning or something. I put easy mode on. I did, good, because I just failed that stunt. Should be okay. The problem with these adverts, if you fail basically if you fail the last stunt, you have to redo the whole thing. Because for some reason they take forever to time out, and your chain will drop. Okay, I'm okay with. In my run I did before this, the world record, I failed it as well. I got to the end, did a 180, and it was like, no, you haven't done a 180. And then my chain ended. Let's hope it doesn't happen. Yeah, I need to strike this truck and then pass close to some of these trucks to make sure my chain keeps going. And then throw this 180. Like that. There we go. How did he do it? K Konasumi, yeah, that. No, none of this is real brands. This is all made up. Probably. Oh, that's a gold. So Kona, can I show off the trailers? We'll speedrun showing the trailers, of course.
Over a frozen track. The line itself
It could be Arm & Hammer, yeah. I don't actually know who Arm & Hammer are, but I'm gonna believe you. Because sadly, as a Canadian, I was gonna say American, he's Canadian. Okay, we'll do that to fill up the time. And then probably go over estimate because of my cruising run. You don't even have to hit all the ice blocks during this one, but I do it because whatever. This one is hard because of the ice. Because you have to hit everything. Again, this ends, as they all seem to end with a 180, and if you don't get the 180... Yep. If you don't get the 180, even if you're doing it normally and not failing like I am, you have to redo it. K Kona isn't part of Twitch's DTTV. It's a redneck. I don't know what the K Kona bit means. Probably someone's knows what the reference is. Recommend some upcoming runs. Cruising. Yeah, I might still be able to do it. Yes. Cake, that's... Yeah. Oh, Kona. I thought you were talking about yourself. And I was like, that's not your face, Kona.
Your ticket stubs. You've just witnessed the most extraordinary stunt driving I've seen in 19 months of announcing.
Yeah, something. There's a lot of marathons. Everyone stop going, we need an alternative to GDQ, and then setting up your own, where you have so many tech problems because you don't know how to run a marathon. Running a marathon can sometimes be easy, but not always.
This is a commercial for TikTok delivery service. You'll be driving through the set of Aftershock and taking out...
Yes, this is the last one. I tell Kona to be ready on time. Timing ends when the announcer says, you did it. You're the best stunt. Especially once you get back to the menu. This one, we've come full circle. This one is on the set of the first movie. In which we're a delivery company that is better than the rest because we're delivering... Even though our we could die. I don't think that's bravery. I think that's someone misusing an employee. The world's gonna end, but we need to deliver these parcels. Also, one of those fake delivery drivers is called Upchuck. That's good. There's a couple of funny ones. Okay, Kona. I'm still underestimate. Yes, I'm still underestimate. Is that Phil's birthday now? Yeah, kids will be reposting this commercial all over the web. This was 2007, by the way. Time is going to be in like 6 seconds. And time.
Unbelievable. You've done it. You've now ranked as the best stuntman of all time. From now on, people won't even think of stunt driving without thinking of you. Man, I'm real proud of you, kid.
Real proud of you, kid. Let's watch the movie trailers. I'm gonna mute my mic for this.
Come on, little buddy. There's nothing to be afraid of. So, you going to that softball tournament next Sunday? Did you guys feel that?
Just started. Can't get center of this. You are anywhere in the county. Please get out now.
Driving on those roads is suicide. Staying here is suicide. You better be leaving me here. trying to be a hero. Just trying to stay alive, sir. If you'd listened to me in the first place, we'd all be safe by now. This is not the time. There is no more time.
All right. Now, how do I look? Do I look mean?
Oh yeah, you look mean, Sheriff. You look mean.
Well, maybe this will be enough to remind them boys whose town this is.
Get those boys!
Hangs in the balance. Who will answer the call? We come in peace, blazing a trail of justice in a land of corruption. Fighting terrorists at the four corners of the globe. Bring me the weapons or I kill the hostages. When a helpless nation has nowhere else to turn,
If those nukes reach American soil, we'll all be glowing.
they are their only hope. See you in hell.
Send me a postcard, scumbag.
Negotiations are over. Die, capitalist pig!
Oink, oink.
His name is Stone, and he's a tough cop with an attitude.
Bribes? You skimming drug money, Kowalski?
And he's after this man, Varga, a vicious drug lord with a sick taste for violence.
Pretty kitties want their nookie.
And when the new designer drug Gristle hits the streets, the death toll rises daily. One man's rage can only boil for so long, till he explodes. Barbed wire nerds, bloody fists, and a few marbles short. Stone will stop at nothing to get Varga off the streets forever. It's loose cannon versus loose cannon. Two men stand, one man falls.
Winners don't do drugs.
Overdrive! Rated R.
What's possessed you?
Fear and rage.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
What do you want from me? What can one man do?
You should try living for the moment. Moment's gone.